Hello, Stephen White, Trickboy89 here. The Orville, lasting impressions. What is it? Episode 11 from season 2. Okay. It was okay. It was a nice episode. It felt like about 4 episodes of Star Trek we've seen before. And that's one of the problems with the Orville. Some of it is just retreading Star Trek. We've had the episode from Deep Space Nine when they're getting the messages from the woman and they all get to know this person who is already dead. We've had what was the other episode where... Oh, there are the episodes where Geordi falls in love with holograms on the holodeck. There's another episode when they're going through somebody's logs and getting to know someone who's dead. It's been done before. It was done well. I don't particularly like the character that they centered around, the helmsman. Maybe it's just me being racist against white guys and redheads. I don't know. I don't like white guys. Yeah, I mean, the best part about the episode was the start when we see Tim Russ making a guest appearance as some sort of historian who has a time capsule from 2015, and they find an iPhone, and eventually they get into it and pull up all the data on this girl Laura who put the phone in there as part of the time capsule, and eventually, now damn it, I can't remember the name of the character. Damn it, this is embarrassing. Fortunately, my Wikipedia is open. Characters. Casting characters. Gordon. That's it, Gordon. Sorry about that. Yeah, okay, so Gordon basically somehow manages to connect the phone to the Orville's computer, and they basically pull all the information, all the photos, everything, and create a holodeck recreation of this girl Laura's life. And he, of course, goes into it, falls in love with her, and starts to act like they're having a relationship, which doesn't seem much more ridiculous than the Doctor being in a relationship with Isaac, which I didn't think was remotely plausible, and that anyone would do that, or that anyone would put their kids through that. So I'm kind of surprised at how harsh everyone was with him when he was trying to bring them into the simulation. He throws a party and invites the other bridge members into the simulation, but of course they know it's a simulation, so they're not engaging. That seems like a waste of time. They basically tell him it's fictional, it's an imagination. He's saying, no, it's her real life. It's all about her life. It's not a program. It's not something I've designed. She's a real person. It's been recreated. It's a recreation of this woman in her life. And they're like, you're just making excuses. So, and eventually she gets back with her boyfriend, and it's like, okay, well, she is a real person. This is a real program. This is how it's going. This is how life normally goes. You don't always get the person you want. Things go the wrong way. Then he decides to edit the program, and he deletes the boyfriend. I think it was Greg? I can't remember. So they delete the boyfriend, doesn't matter what his name is. They delete the boyfriend, and it changes her, because he was the one, because she sings, she's a singer, so he was loving that. And she doesn't have the confidence to sing in public, because he was the one who gave her the confidence to do that, who showed her that it was okay to do that. So he had to put it back, because once he started editing the program, it then became something that he was creating, and it was fake and not real, and there was really no way to win. If he just created this life, this reality from this person, from their life, it wasn't going to go as he wanted. But if he changed it, then he's just creating something fake. So he really had nowhere to go, and he just had to deal with that and say goodbye to her. And it was a nice little story. I didn't find it that emotional, because I don't really connect with the character. I don't really like him, so, but I know other people love him. A friend of mine thinks he's really cute. I'm like, okay. Yeah, there's a bit of a B story comedy relief with Borders discovering a cigarette in the time capsule, and then the two of them become addicted to smoking because apparently their race basically just has a real weakness for nicotine. So they become a joke. They are hiding in airlocks to smoke and chewing gum that doesn't work and fighting over hidden cigarettes and eventually the doctor comes in with an injection basically to cure them of their addiction at the last minute, and they both put their hands up when they're on the ground covered in food because they've just smashed their table fighting over the last piece of something that they were craving because they're eating to sort of deal with their cravings. So that was funny but totally predictable, and it's just like what would happen if Worf started smoking. So this, I love the Orville because of its tone and it's positive, just all of that. I do love the Orville, but I also feel the retreadness of it. That a lot of the time they're just going over Star Trek stuff, and they haven't had a big story since was it Identity? I forgot the name of that episode now. Yeah, Identity Part 1 and 2. That was the big episode. Part 1 was the big episode. Part 2 was the conclusion. But everything just seems like a come down since that. I thought that was going to change everything and they're going to have some sort of arc or something, but they've just left that and they're just doing their little one-off stories, and they're always kind of soft, and this one was kind of supposed to be romantic, but I didn't really engage with it. But other people might have loved it. I liked the Doctor's relationship with Isaac much better, even though it was totally not plausible. And I didn't buy it in real terms and didn't think she would really do that. It still was engaging and endearing on some level, that he was trying to be human and trying to find a way to engage her and give her what she wanted and all that. So and just the visuals using, so that worked. This one didn't work so much for me. So not much to say, except the most upsetting thing is here in Australia, I don't know if anyone watches this from outside Australia, we have SBS Viceland, and that's where they show the Orville, and we didn't get the Orville last week, and we're not going to get it for another 2 weeks until April 12. So we got an ad saying it was coming back April 12, and it is hard to engage with the show when there's no arc, no through story, and we have big gaps in between. That's got to hurt the ratings because you lose momentum, draws the season out, but also you lose momentum. So I don't know what they're thinking with that. I've heard they're coming back for a third season, but I didn't see any official articles. And if they're trying to kill the show, this is a good way to do it, by putting gaps and stuff. And I'll say one thing which I hate saying, but one thing Discovery has, you never know with what's going to happen. With the exception of Magic to Make the Sanest Man Go Insane or whatever, I can't remember the name of that episode, the one with Harry Mudd, which was a rip-off of Next Gen's Cause and Effect, which at the time was such a refreshing thing because it was just a singular episode working on its own. But now looking at it, it's just repeating a Next Gen episode, and a lot of Orville is repeating Star Trek episodes. And they really need to work on keeping the same tone and everything, and the characters light and everything, but having their own stories and not just doing Star Trek stories. It's okay to have the theme and the tone and the universe and work within that, and the optimism and all the good things about Star Trek, but they need to focus a bit more on unique stories. So yeah, I hate to compliment Discovery and put Orville down, but one thing Discovery has is I never know what's going to happen in each episode, even if it sucks and I hate it and it frustrates the hell out of me and doesn't work. There isn't that sense of, I've seen this before, I don't need to watch this. I was sitting down with the lights off watching every episode of the last episode of Discovery. Orville, I was uploading my review of Discovery and just writing notes and eating Tim Tams and thinking about something that I shouldn't be thinking about because it's bothering me. But so I wasn't all in, and whether that's because the character doesn't engage me, or the story wasn't really strong enough, or I don't know. But it was okay. It's I haven't seen a bad episode of Orville yet, but it was filler. Um, Nice filler, bit filler. So hopefully they're gonna work towards something more dynamic towards the end of the season, and it won't just be a bunch of little standalone, pleasant little shows that just sit there nicely, quietly, not bothering anyone. That was how I felt. It's like, oh, okay, oh, that's a nice shot of the Orville. Okay, that was about it. So it was a bit ho hum. So I still love the show though, but yeah, they need some thread, and I don't like the shows that are just one story and it just goes on like Discovery. I would like them to do some more singular episodes, but you do need something, some overarching something, some mission, some theme, something. And I'm not feeling it with the Orville. I'm like, what are they doing? They're just cruising. But okay, so I'll leave that there. So hopefully you got something from that. Please feel free to subscribe, like, comment. You know, I need all the advice I can get. But okay, I'll be here for the next episode in 2 weeks. I hope after that they have a run of a few episodes in a row, because these gaps, it's hard to keep the momentum. So, but I'm going to keep going. Thanks for watching. Bye.